February 19th, 1994. The emergency room of a California hospital. Paramedics rush in a young woman in critical condition. Her name is Gloria Ramirez. The doctors and nurses begin their work. A tragic but routine night in the ER. But what happens next? Is anything BUT routine? A nurse draws blood from Gloria's arm and immediately notices a strange, ammonia-like smell. A doctor looks closer at the vial and sees bizarre, manila-colored crystals forming in the blood. And then, the nurse collapses. Seconds later, the doctor starts to feel dizzy and falls to the floor. Then another nurse, then another. One by one, the medical staff attending to Gloria Ramirez begin to drop like flies. How could one human body take down an entire emergency room? Gloria Ramirez arrived at the hospital confused, with an abnormally fast heart rate. She was dying from late-stage cervical cancer. The medical team tried everything. That's when Nurse Susan Kane made the first terrifying observation. The chemical smell, the strange crystals, and that's when it began. Susan Kane felt her face burning and fainted. Dr. Gorczynski felt lightheaded. She tried to leave the room, but collapsed in the hallway. Maureen Welch, a respiratory therapist, was the third to fall, her limbs shaking uncontrollably. Panic erupted. A mysterious invisible force was moving through the trauma room, sickening everyone it touched. The hospital declared an internal emergency. All patients were evacuated from the ER. A small team, the last one standing, tried desperately to save Gloria's life, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead at 8:50 p.m. What happened next was unprecedented. An industrial hazmat team was called in, wearing fully enclosed, airtight suits. They sealed Gloria's body in a special airtight casket. The emergency room was now a hazardous waste zone. The mystery deepened. How could a cancer patient become a walking, talking, toxic event? The story hit the news and exploded. The media dubbed her the Toxic Lady. The autopsy was performed by specialists in hazmat suits, fearing for their lives. The initial results? Inconclusive. No known toxins, no poisons, nothing. The official explanation from the health department was mass hysteria. But that theory was impossible. How could mass hysteria explain the chemical burns, the liver damage, and the bone necrosis that some of the staff suffered? The doctors were furious. They knew what they experienced was real. Years later, scientists proposed a chilling, complex, and brilliant theory. It wasn't a ghost or a poison. It was a 1 in a billion chemical cascade. The theory starts with DMSO, a solvent Gloria might have been using as a home remedy for pain. When paramedics gave her oxygen, the DMSO in her system would have converted into a new chemical, DMSO2. This DMSO2 is known to form crystals at room temperature, the same crystals seen in her blood. The final step. The electric shock from the defibrillator. It would have transformed the DMSO2 into DMSO4, a highly toxic and volatile nerve, GAS. This gas would have escaped from the blood vial, creating an invisible toxic cloud that felled the medical staff around her. The DMSO theory is the most scientifically plausible explanation for the nightmare in that emergency room, but it has never been 100% proven. The case of the Toxic Lady remains officially a medical enigma. Follow for more incredible true stories.